Hi everybody, thank you for joining us today. My name is Jim Tuck, I'm your host, and this is the 2021 version of the Cru Banquet. Obviously we don't have any food, it's COVID time, but we do want to bring you an update of what's going on in Cru, Monterey Coast, Central California, and Southern Nevada. And there are about 30 campuses, colleges and universities encompassed in that area, with a potential target of about 350,000 students in need of the gospel. Some of these campuses have no Christian presence at all. So today we're going to hear an update, we're going to hear testimonies, and we're going to hear at the end my opportunity to say thank you for joining us. So that's what you're looking forward to. Remember Paul Harvey? Some of you probably do. Well, I want to introduce right now Eric and Liz Hyatt to bring you the rest of the story.
Thank you, Jim. We greatly appreciate the introduction. God has definitely been working this past year, even though we were amidst all the COVID issues and masking, and all of our campuses were shut down for the entire year. And yet, God is at work. Isn't that true, Liz?
It is true.
Yeah.
One of the verses that I've kind of hung on to this year has been Isaiah 55, 8 and 9. My thoughts are nothing like your thoughts, says the Lord, and my ways are far beyond anything you could imagine. For just as the heavens are higher than the earth, so my ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts. This has been our reality this year, I think, for everyone, of knowing that our ways are not His ways. And nothing takes God by surprise, and this year has not taken Him by surprise. And He's been working in amazing ways, even though we may not always see it. And we would like to just briefly share with you today just some of the things that God's been doing throughout the ministry with Cru this year.
Yes, and we have following a few of our staff that will be sharing some of their stories that have taken place over the years, or actually over this last year. So I hope you enjoyed what they've been sharing.
Hi, my name is Sherry, and I'm on the MCS Cru. And I've had some exciting things this year happen in spite of COVID. Sydney, one of our students who has been involved with us and graduated in December, did not know at all what she was going to do. She made the decision not to go into the credential program right now. And over the course of the last few months, it's been exciting to see what the Lord has brought her to. She had had a contact with Cru's group called Teach Cru, which is a partnership with other ministries overseas. And they were in touch with her again, and she found out about being able to teach the English language to students in the Middle East or in the East. So she made the decision to apply, and she was accepted, and she's been accepted and going through her training now, and will be leaving in August to go to East Asia to be able to teach English, and through that have the opportunity to share the gospel with students. She's so excited. Another one is Laura. She's actually graduating this May, and Laura has been involved with us for a few years, and she decided to start what we call a 1027 group. And in that group, she had a unique group of women, one definitely not a believer, but very exposed to Christianity, and 2 or 3 others that have been believers grown up in the church, but really walking, trying to figure things out and how it all relates to their lives. So Laura has had another opportunity to be able to help these women find out more about Jesus as they walk through the book of Mark, find out what it means to be a disciple of Jesus, and doing some of the training things we do with our 1027 group. And she's always entertained us every week when she's in the coaching group with the various factors that have taken place with her group. So it's been exciting to watch the Lord continue to work in these students' lives, to see them go, be sent, because that's part of our DNA, to win, to build, and to send, and to watch them go and do what God has called them to do.
Hi, my name is Kara Garner, and I am on the MCS Cru staff team. And I would love to share a little bit about what the Lord has done over the past year. I've heard it said that you shouldn't ask the Lord for hard times because they'll come. But when they do come, that you should thank Him for it. it's something that draws you closer to Him. And that's something that I've seen in the students who I've worked with this year. I had the chance to coach 3 different girls as they strove to lead what we call 1027 groups, which are action-oriented Bible studies. And yeah, over the course of the year, they each faced different challenges. We had some who were looking to apply to law school, one who was looking into the credential program, and then various school and health and work challenges as well. And it was wonderful because over the course of the year, we went from just kind of spinning our wheels in stress, whether it was with COVID or whatever was going on. And then I got the chance to see in each of them a desire to lean on the Lord. And that's kind of, that's what we ended the year with as we're coming out of this pandemic. Just a heart for trusting in the Lord and what He has for us in this time. So thank you so much for giving me the chance to share.
Hey, this is Luke Daniels with MCS Cru. I wanted to share a couple of stories of students from this past school year. When I started with the MCS team in the fall, I got involved in our key strategy right now, which is 1027 groups. I started a 1027 group at my university, UC Merced, and a student that got involved, his name is Jose. Jose was really interested and participated in the discussions and the trainings, and it was really cool to hear him mention several friends by name that he wanted to share the gospel with, and to pray with him for opportunities to do that. Actually, at the end of the semester, he went on a trip with his family to Mexico, and his intention while there was to share the gospel with his family. It was really cool to hear that and to pray for him and to give him tools for doing that, but really it wasn't my idea at all. It was just exciting to participate in, and I'm actually waiting to hear back from him. He's on his way back from Mexico now. Another cool thing that happened was I shared a Instagram post with my friend who tagged a friend in it, and through that we got connected to this student's name is Levi, and he actually expressed interest in sharing the gospel with friends at his fraternity at UC Merced, and just working together to see how God might join him into gospel-centered community and reach his campus. So that was just really exciting to hear. Thanks for listening.
Wasn't that exciting? I was highly encouraged by what Sherry and Kara and Luke shared with us. This has been a challenging year. With our campuses being closed, most of what we have done had to be online, had to be virtually. For example, our weekly meetings, we were on Zoom. All of my individual appointments were on Zoom. And even we had a few socials. Again, that was done on Zoom. So it was challenging, but at the same time, we saw some great growth. And as we were thinking, one of our desires is to reach out to students. And so we began to explore and to understand how to use Instagram. It's an incredible tool, and we were able to utilize it on 2 of our campuses that we really focused on this past year. One was University of Nevada at Las Vegas. For 5 weeks, we had themes for each week, asking students to at least check out who we are and what we're trying to do. I was encouraged because I was able to connect with 2 students. Ashley found out they were seniors in high school, and they were transitioning, or they were going to attend Las Vegas next year. One was Graham and one was Dylan, and I both had an incredible conversation with them, learn about their heart for Jesus and how they want to make an impact on their campus. I've got various other opportunities like that in talking to students. Also, we put together some ads, and we went to focus on University of California in Merced. And there, after 1 week, we actually had the opportunity to connect with over 5,000 students. And over 400 students actually went to our profile on Instagram just to see who we were. So again, it was a great opportunity to see what God was doing. And I want to take a few moments, or we want to take a few moments and share just some of those Instagram, what we call Instagram posts of our students that were basically sharing their testimonies. And I hope you enjoy what they share with us.
Hey everyone, my name is Nick. I'm from MCS Cru at Fresno State, and there was a time in my life when I was very self-centered and anxious about the future. But then I was forgiven by Jesus and began to follow Him. Now I find rest in the gospel and have a purpose to my life. Do you have a story like that?
Hi, my name's Lindsay, and I'll be doing a 15-second testimony. Before my faith was my own, there was a time in my life when I was lost and embarrassed of people's judgments and opinions that steered me away from my faith. I was forgiven by Jesus, and I chose to follow Him. I found worth and a true purpose in my calling to serve as one of His disciples.
My name is Megan, and there was a time in my life when I was striving and felt purposeless. Then I accepted Christ and received His forgiveness and live in His freedom. Now I find joy and purpose in life. Do you have a story like that?
Hi, my name is Oscar. I'm a student at UC Merced, and there was a time in my life where I was living a really self-centered lifestyle and felt empty as a result. But then I met Jesus, who forgave me and allowed me to start following Him. Now He's teaching me how to love others and is filling me with His essence. Do you have a story like this?
Hi, I'm Cassie, and there was a time in my life that I was anxious and felt empty. Then I accepted Jesus' forgiveness and chose to follow Him. Now I cast my cares on Him and am truly fulfilled. Do you have a story like this?
Well, I hope you enjoy hearing the students' stories and their testimonies. The next thing, one of the other things that you heard them possibly mention was 1027 groups, which is taken from Luke 10:27, to love God and love others. And so we want to have you hear from some of our students, a couple of our students who this year were able to lead some of those groups, and just some of their personal experiences of hearing explain what a 1027 group is, but also what it has meant to them.
Hi, I'm Cassie.
And I'm Katie.
During our freshman year of college, we joined 1027 groups. Through this, we learned how to love God and love others and walk with Christ in our day-to-day lives. Freshman year was a time of crazy changes and new things, so it was super great to feel connected to a ministry on campus.
This year we're both leaders of 1027 groups, and even though it looks a lot different with this crazy online semester, we're still focusing on loving God and loving others through this time. It's super encouraging to be able to sit around a group of girls and get to encourage each other through our classes this semester and get to know one another better. We 12 out of 10 would recommend you joining a 1027 group as soon as you can. Hope to see you guys soon.
Hi, my name is Ashley. I lead a 1027 group at Fresno State. In the beginning of my meetings, I typically like to ask my group what their highs and lows have been, do a check-in, how their week was, what struggles they may have had, any prayer requests, how God has been working on them, anything that God has been laying on their heart, stuff like that. This kind of helps build a bond between all of us and builds the community that we all really want to have. I also ask them any goals that they might want to set for themselves or for our group. I do this because it helps kind of form accountability for ourselves and gives us all something to strive for the semester and for the week. But especially the accountability. The community gives us something for us to hold accountable. So if this is something that sounds interesting to you that you would love to have and be a part of, then I would consider joining and possibly leading a 1027 group.
So the looking up portion of a 1027 group is basically the time that we spend together reading the Bible. And so at the beginning of our group, we selected one of the gospel accounts, Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John. and slowly, just week by week, would pick a little section of it. And so that section, whichever part we were on, we read through twice. So someone reads it out loud, and then another person reads it out loud. And then we close our Bibles, or we close our Bible apps. And then we take turns summarizing what it is we read. And then we kind of fill in the holes on each other's summaries and expand on different parts that might have stood out to us. This was my first time ever using that format. The first time I did it, I thought it was a little excessive. I was like, well, we don't need to read this 3 times through and then summarize it. But I actually started to realize that I was actually retaining the information that we were reading. And I realized that most of the time when I'm reading something, I'm not actually really paying attention to it or internalizing what it's saying. And so by reading it twice, summarizing it in our own words, I realized that I was actually remembering scripture better. I was able to point to specific passages later on, like a week or 2 later, and remembering where it came from. And it just really gave passages a new perspective of things that I had maybe heard several times before. But by spending so much time reading through it and spending, that additional thought, like thinking time dedicated towards it, it really brought new things to light. And I think other people in my group would say the same.
Hi, my name is Carlson. I'm a senior at Fresno State, and I've led a 1027 group for the past year and a half. I'm going to tell you about the third part of a 1027 group, and that's looking forward. It's about putting into practice what we're learning about loving God and loving others through really practical training. So the 2 trainings that have stood out to me, the first is confession. It's grown me in my relationship with God, helping me to be a lot more open and honest. And the second is the co-journers training. It's shown me how to really practically love people that are different than me and talk to them about Jesus and find out about what they believe. If any of those things sound interesting to you, or you're looking for a community, I want to challenge you to join the 1027 group. DM us for more information.
Hey everyone, my name is Nick. I'm a part of Cru at Fresno State, and today I just want to let you guys know how important it is to have community. I know a lot of us has anxiety and goes through a lot of struggles, but by being in a community, it helped me realize and see that there's a lot of other people that goes through the same things as I do. And one of the ways I've joined community is by joining Cru. Cru is a great environment where we love God and love others. So I encourage you to join Cru, where you get to hear the gospel and be surrounded by great people. Thanks.
Well, I hope you enjoyed hearing about the 1027 groups and how the students have been able to connect with one another. We're looking ahead at the fall and knowing and realizing that because we've been off of campus for a year and a half, that it's going to be a new start for all of our campuses. And so as we begin this summer, we're looking ahead at using Instagram, and we're in the process of learning and putting together during the summer, putting together some ads and events and creating ways to be able to connect with new students for in-person in the fall. And we're excited to see what God's going to do. And we realize that we need to be praying and helping to prepare the students after having been off of campus for a year and a half, that there's just going to be a transition time. And we're trusting the Lord to be able to have opportunities to connect with them and to be able to share the gospel with them and to see Him work in amazing ways. Thank you so much for being a part and partnering with us in helping to reach students. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much. And again, it's been a privilege to partner with you as we begin to reach over the 350,000 students that Jim mentioned earlier. Again, we thank you.
Wow, what a great report. Wasn't that terrific? We are so excited about what God is doing even through the pandemic time frame in our history. He's a great God. Listen, we want to say thank you. You have supported us, you've prayed for us, you support us financially. It is so very much appreciated. And we're looking forward to see how God continues to use the ministry of Cru to bring the good news that sinful man can have peace with a perfect God because of Jesus. Thanks for joining us today. God bless you.